And welcome to the 4th annual Offy Awards edition of And They're Off. We will get to hand out those prestigious trophies in just a moment. First, Steve Haskin, I hope you have your Santa hat on.
I do. I hope you have yours on.
Yeah, I feel like I got a matzo ball hitting me in the ear.
I know. Here's mine right here.
Okay.
Except it's a little too soft for my mother's matzo balls, which were basically like cannonballs.
Yeah, this feels heavy enough, actually. But
you see, we just destroyed the myth that people think that we can actually see each other.
All right. The West Coast has been unusually hospitable to visiting horsemen this season. It began at the Breeders' Cup when 10 of the 15 Breeders' Cup races were won by Eastern and Midwest trainers. Last week, Kenny McPeak shipped pure fun out west to take the Hollywood Starlet. This past weekend, Todd Pletcher hit the Cash Call Futurity with his Colt Violence. Steve, why is the Golden State all of a sudden so hospitable to Eastern trainers?
Well, after careful deliberation, I could say for certain that I have absolutely no clue. I don't, let's put it this way: it goes against everything that we've seen in the past, and the only thing that I can concur is that the Eastern horses this year are better than the Western horses. I just don't think the horses in California are that good. I mean, when you get past Game On Dude, I mean, really, who's out there? I mean, the Eastern horse came back and and won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. So
yeah.
Normally you don't see Eastern horses going out there. I don't think it's, and you would think also the fact that the California horses, at least the ones that have been prepping for the races out there, had been running on the synthetic surface. The Eastern horses were going from dirt to synthetic. So it just really doesn't make any sense. I'm just basically looking at it right now as a one-year phenomenon and figured that it's going to change with each year depending on how talented the horses are.
Yeah, it's interesting that Pletcher took a shot with a 2-year-old, shipping him out for the Cash Call. But
well, why not? I mean, he shipped his big horse out there earlier, Shanghai Bobby, and he won the Breeders' Cup. So,
well,
for an Eastern trainer to win the Breeders' Cup out there and the Cash Call Futurity, that's quite a matzo ball hanging out there, as Jerry Seinfeld would say. Speaking of matzo balls,
it's the East is not least at this time of year. All right, congratulations to all of those winners. Steve, let's get to the Offy Awards. I can feel the excitement building out there. For those of you tuning in for the first year here, the Offy Awards are our excuse to look back at 2012 and pull out the silliest moments for some cheap laughs. So here we go. Our first category is for Best Portrayal of a President or Presidential Candidate. First nominee, Steve Haskin for his turn as Mitt Romney.
Somebody get this guy a teleprompter, please.
That was very good, Steve.
Well, actually, I'd like to withdraw that entry. I do not like impersonating losers.
It doesn't work that way. Our second nominee, Best Portrayal of a President or Candidate, myself. I humbly nominate myself for my portrayal of President Barack Obama. I'm Barack Obama, and I don't approve of anything that you're about to hear. Boy, was that ever true. Truer words were never spoken than that. Our third nominee, Stable Boy, for his portrayal of the great and popular President Abraham Lincoln, or as we like to call him, Honest Stable Boy.
What a collection of clowns. They should be running for seats on the thoroughbred.
Nice. Maybe you should interview John Wilkes Booth instead.
If Lincoln's senile.
What a collection of clowns.
I think it's a landslide.
And it is Stable Boy for his portrayal of Honest Stable Boy. Steve, I don't think either of us can be disappointed at this result.
No, the better man won.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
May I ask Stable Boy a question on this? How did you decide to wear the striped polo shirt for your portrayal of Abe Lincoln?
It was actually a Henley.
Turns out on camera they look more natural.
Yes, you completely forgot you were doing the bit, and you dressed in a stupid polo shirt with stripes in it. All right, what can you say? He still wins. It's the greatest. All right.
Casual Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, laid back. Yeah. In his spare time, Abe Lincoln, very rarely seen, even by Steven Spielberg. The next category for our next Offy is for Best One-Liner. First nominee is myself when talking about the great hot dog eating champion, Joey Chestnut. He eats like a tremendous machine. Our second nominee, Steve, this is you at the Belmont Stakes when you were talking about trainer Doug O'Neill and all the problems he was having coming into the race.
I mean, let this race go off under a positive cloud and not. Well, you have the
a negative clear skies.
You have the fluffy white clouds,
yes.
And you've got the dark clouds.
All right.
So let it go off under the fluffy white clouds. I'm definitely withdrawing that entry. I don't want to win for a brain fart. Listen, I don't even know what I was trying to say.
Well, it goes without saying that you are the winner in this category. It was one of the greatest and most enduring lines of the year. Let this race go off under a positive cloud. Yogi Berra couldn't have done better than that one.
I totally dismembered the English language on that. I don't even know what I was saying.
that was just terrific. I think Steve Pick will agree with us that is a very
that should go in the bloopers, not winning an Offy.
Well, it's the same thing. All right, our next Offy category is Best Family Feud. And this one, folks, this is just unanimous. This was trainer Doug O'Neill in the days leading up to the Kentucky Derby. Go ahead and roll it, stable boy. Your brother Dennis bought this horse for $35,000 at a sale in Florida. Suffice it to say, there wasn't a bidding war going on here. Do you ever talk to Dennis and say, what the heck were you thinking?
Pretty much on a daily basis I do that. You know, we're normal brothers. We call each other idiots a lot. Even though we're full brothers, I still think my mom might have blew the turn a little bit, and there might have been a mailman somewhere involved in one of us.
Oh, there you go. Doug O'Neill, days before winning the Kentucky Derby, throws his entire family under the bus.
That is a great line, though. You don't get, listen, but let's put it this way. You don't get many interviews with such biting commentary as that. I love that mailman line. Yeah,
it's great. And had Doug O'Neill, a very deserving candidate for the Turf Publicist Award. He didn't get it, but that just goes to show you great sense of humor on him. All right. Next category.
Maybe he was the mailman who came up with the phrase, "I'll have another."
Possibly. Our next category, always a popular one, is for the best rant of the year. Steve, you are nominated for your rant about the new Kentucky Derby point system.
0 points for the Illinois Derby?
Yeah.
You mean to say, tell me that the race like the Illinois Derby gets less points than the Royal Lodge Stakes in England, or the Delta Jackpot, or a number of the other two-year-old races that are listed? I mean, how could it be the only prep race with 0 points? It could have nothing to do with the fact that Churchill Downs owns Arlington Park, which is a competitor to Hawthorne, is it? No, I'm sure that has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Oh, nicely done, Steve.
Well, I tell you, I got to admit, Churchill Downs is an awfully easy target.
Yeah.
They provide a lot of fodder. Let's put it that way.
However, it's
listen, when you act like bullies and spoiled kids, you have to accept things like that.
Well, unfortunately, you're in a very deep category here, Steve. The other nominee is myself for a year-long rant about the New York Times and how they treat horse racing. The New York Times. The New York Times. It took the New York Times, a newspaper which does not cover horse racing, all of 2 days to do its typical hatchet job on the winning trainer of the Kentucky Derby. For the idiots at the New York Times, those aren't drugs in TCO2 overages, okay? Doping? I mean, what is this, Guys and Dolls era? Which, by the way, was the last time the Times was relevant. only horse racing, which the Times is trying to destroy, even though it doesn't care enough to print entries or results, gets this hatchet treatment.
I don't know. That's a close one.
And well, the winner, the vote was close, but I humbly accept the Offy for the rant. I think it was just sheer volume, Steve. I think it was the fact that I ranted about 6 different times about it swayed the judges ultimately. So I humbly accept. All right, our next Offy category, the best top 10 list of the year, another deep category. But we're going to go right to the winner, which is the top 10 things Churchill Downs would do if they took over New York racing.
Number 10, train employees to say no before hearing the question.
Number 9, replace press box with a Broadway-themed mansion for high rollers. And the number 1 thing Churchill Downs will do when they take over New York racing, get ready for the Belmont Stakes presented by Hebrew National Brands. Steve, I think we did a good job on the top 10 list there.
So good. I'd like to hear the other 7 that we cut out.
It's interesting. We heard through the grapevine that a lot of Churchill Downs employees got a big kick out of that top 10 list also. So this one is dedicated to them and doing what they need to do day in and day out. Okay, our final Offy category, Steve. Best photograph of the year. If the Eclipse Awards can do this, so can we. This will not be a steeplechase jockey going over it. Here is the photo now. You can see the glamorous life of a turf writer, folks. This is what happens when you're assigned to write the final race of a Breeders' Cup card. You can see the track is completely closed down. Actually, the janitors wrote half of this article for me, so the photographer, though, is the acceptor of this Offy Award, Steve Haskin. What a lovely photograph. You want to give the background how you set this up?
Well, first of all, when looking at the photograph, do you see my jacket over there that I lost and never got back?
I can't even see me in the photograph. It's so dark. What, are you kidding?
Well, I would like to actually add to this award. Okay, while taking the photo, I was thinking, A, I hope you're writing an Eclipse Award-winning story. Or B, would you finish this damn story already? I'm hungry.
I would say all of the above on that one. That was brutal, man. I'm telling you, the tractors were going over, the roosters were starting to crow. That was a long night. Anyway, there you go.
It was brutal standing there waiting for you to finish already when we had we had a nice meal waiting for us.
You went
Come
up
on
to the,
already. Get finished with this story.
Yeah, you went up to the Zenyatta party. Don't give me that. Steve, it was another brutal year of miserable selections by us.
Beg your pardon.
Starting early in the year, our picks were just pathetic once again, with a notable exception or two. Stable Boy, roll the honor roll of selections during the course of the year.
I think Animal Kingdom is going to be an absolute monster. I fully expect him to win the Dubai World Cup. And Game On, dude.
Who's your pick in the Derby?
I'll have another.
I'll have another.
All right. I've had Creative Cause on top all year.
My pick is going to be Take Charge Indy.
I'm going with Bodemeister.
Went the day well. I'll give Creative Cause one more shot.
I'm going with Bodemeister here.
I've got to stick with Bodemeister.
I'll have another.
Who wins the Belmont Stakes?
Got to go with I'll have another. Play
Here's
out.
my pick for the Belmont. Painter will finish second in the Belmont.
Pool play. Delegation.
Dawson Feather, and I'm also going to go with marketing mix.
Pool play? I didn't hear that. You may... I don't believe it.
No, you're right. The video is lying. We just put in a lip sync.
I think you did. I think you doctored it.
Okay, very good. Well, we promise to try to do better next time, folks. Anyway, one thing we did do well over the course of 2012, we had a great year of guest appearances on And They're Off. With us during 2012 were David Milch, Jack Wolf, Paul Redham, Dr. Kendall Hansen, Doug O'Neill, Steve Bick, Chad Brown, Kenny McPeak, and Buff Bradley. By my quick list there's at least 3 people who are going to be collecting Clips Awards, so that's strictly A-list there, Steve.
Yes, it's quite a list of dignitaries, I must admit, especially Steve Bick.
Yeah, I'll get a kick out of that. All right, it's been a great year. We really like to thank all of our great viewers for making it so, as well as our terrific sponsor, Darby Dan Farm. We want to wish you all a happy holidays. Hope we brought some laughs to you, especially with all the tragedy that's been in the news lately. We'll see you back here in 3 weeks in 2013 on January 9th. Steve, Feliz Navidad.
Yes, and happy holidays to you and everyone out there. Everyone out there in TV land.
All right. We'll leave you with the best dance moves by an ATO host. Enjoy it. Have a great holiday season, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.